Okay, looks like we are ready to roll. Checking the mic. Yep, we're good. Okay, good morning. Good morning of October 17th to you guys that are out there right now. We're gonna play some Skyward Sword today. Hello to all of you guys that are in the chat right now, to Dylan, the King Kitsune. Hi guys, good to hear from you. We are gonna continue some Skyward Sword today. Lots of fun. I'm still just woken up. I literally like woke up like 10 minutes ago and I was like, oh gosh, I gotta stream today. But we are gonna stream and I'm very excited, wide awake now, because we're gonna play some Skyward Sword. Those of you guys that are watching the archive right now, or those of you guys that are just tuning in, let you guys slowly funnel in as we get started. Honestly, yeah, like I said, and I'll always say this whenever I begin a stream, playing Skyward Sword on stream, the last time I played this game in full was in like December 2011. It was a very, very long time ago. And I had my own different preconceived notions over what I wanted the game to be, because this would be like the next big Zelda game, or so I thought. And for a lot of intents and purposes, I felt like at the time this particular game was like at best, it was very, very good, but at worst, it was like my least favorite. But I think over time, I've kind of, with all these different experiences that I've had, kind of reshaping, refocusing my priorities of what I expect in these kinds of games. Yeah, I'm finding a bunch of different reasons as to why this game would appeal to me, while all my preconceived notions, I've kind of had those fulfilled elsewhere. I think that's kind of the thing too. People they see a Zelda game and they will have different expectations over what a Zelda game should be. But like game developers don't think specifically like you. They don't necessarily tailor specifically to you. But yeah. So hello to Antonio Bariello, Isidoro, and Scalo. Scalson, okay. So, last time we checked off... Actually, no, hang on. Let me just take a quick drink of water here. Some slurp ASMR. Yeah, no, sorry. I literally just woke up, so... I stayed up late playing Hades last night, but I guess we'll talk about that later. But the plan for today is we are going to go into the third Silent Realm. What are we going to find in the third Silent Realm? I do not know. This is a wonderful way to start off the game. Starting off our session with one of the most stressful moments in the game. Mr. Savenya, how are you doing? Good morning, CBQ. Yeah, so this is the third Silent Realm. I believe there are 4 Silent Realms in total, from what I remember. But I recall this one being really stressful because there's like a bunch of peaks that you have to climb, then you gotta slide down, and you know me, I'm terrible at execution. Good morning, Swampert42, how you doing? Yeah, I'm terrible at like execution. So this will be a treat. Okay, so in between the last stream and this one, I actually did some playing. I did a lot of the Gratitude Crystal stuff. I don't know if you guys wanted to see that, but basically just doing a couple of side contents, getting some rupee upgrades, and also the Cursed Metal. I got the Cursed Metal just because it makes the frequency, or increases the frequency of like treasures and rupees, and I think that is something that we can benefit from. Or did I not? Oh no, wait, no, I think I got it sent to storage. Maybe I don't have the Cursed Metal. Did I play Xenoblade Definitive Edition? Yeah, I played it like 2 or 3 times. And Future Connected once. Morning, Kiruse, how you doing? Oh yeah, no, when we get to the bokoblin noises, we'll get to bokoblin noises. Oh man, I was up, not like super, oh, I don't know, well, yeah, late, in the sense that I went to bed late, but like, playing Hades last night. Okay. This is weird, because I don't have a plan. Like, this one's weird, because like, right from the get-go, you're not 100% sure what the best... Okay, let's do this. Okay. Okay, we have 90 seconds. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7 down here that I gotta focus on. Oh, come on. Okay, we gotta run for that one. Oh my, see, this is the problem. Like, this is about, like, execution, which is a skill that I do not have. Really? Oh, because I can't use a claw shot. I thought that, okay. I would have thought that I would have been able to reach it from here. Yeah, no, I can't. I literally can't. That's weird. So that's kind of the thing that I've noticed about Skyward Sword, and this is the thing that I still take issue with, like, much, much later, is that the element of... No, can't. Of, like, mobility, it feels very, very, very willfully restricted. I get that the game is designed around that, but it's the fact that it's very blatant. Oh, you can't do that. You need to do this first, and like you can't go to this area. Clearly, you can't go to this area. Okay, this is gonna suck. If there is one up there, could I reach it in time? Nah, no. Let's go for this. Okay, so wait for him to... Okay, will I have enough time to pick up that thing? Let's find out. That was too close. He was ready for it. Okay. That's annoying, but we'll see what we can do here. Oh man, it's so... that's the thing that annoys me. It's so slow. I remember playing this. I was doing some side quest stuff in between streams, and there are these enemies. Okay. Yes, we know, Fee. That's what I've been doing the entire time. Okay. Like, so, like, there's this whole scenario where, like, I'm doing the side quests, and there are enemies inside the town, and you are actually... This is, like, one of the few video games where the main character is designed to be slower than everything else in the game, which is crazy because most of the time, whenever you play a video game, the one thing that has to be consistent is that the player needs to be faster just by necessity of the gameplay itself. But this is like the only game where unless you're dashing, you're actually slower than all the enemies, and that's something else I kind of get annoyed about with this game. Okay, let's do this again. Oh yeah, and there's the... No, but it's paused though. Okay, that's fine. Ugh. That's something that always bugged me about this game though, or what I've noticed about this game, is that you're actually deliberate. Like I said, everything's deliberately restrained in this game. Okay, how do I want to do this? This is tricky, but like we got okay, yeah, let's give this a try. Yeah, again, like this is where the execution problem comes into play. Because see, it's like the easiest thing in the world. Holding left, I couldn't do that. I can't do that because I'm bad. Wait, but maybe I didn't need to. Oh, well, there's that. Okay, if we can catch one on the way down. Just around the river bend. Okay, so this is the side that we could not access earlier, where there are 7. Okay, well we have so there's supposed to be like 7 down here, and I think there's like 4 up there. Wait, hang on, count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 15. Yeah, it's like Valak Mountain where it's like monochrome colors, then there's the light pillars. That was a really nice area, wasn't it? And it had everyone's favorite non-boss, Avalanche Debussy. Okay, I remember there's this guy that was saying that, like, you know, like, he's the best boss ever. I was like, yeah, I guess, but you can't, I couldn't refight him, so it's just... Like, why would you deny me my replay, my rematch? Wait a minute, so... Okay, no, okay, no, let's get everything down here first. Weird decision making. Like, it's funny, because I remember last week, no, the week before that, was when we were doing this Silent Realm for the desert, and yeah, I was pointing out that, like, you know, everyone deals with stress in video games differently, right? And a lot of that stems from not having a plan, and this game does tell you, you need to have a plan. Sometimes it's important to not touch the... Like, even this game says, like, I didn't even realize, but yeah, this game tells you, you need to sometimes intentionally not grab something. The trouble is, what if I don't know how to get something? Oh, we'll see. But that's the other thing too, like, they also have the timer, and you think, like, how much time do I have? It's not a specific timer. And then, yeah, then they have that countdown, which I imagine is fun for a lot of people. I love it, though. Like, things like tension and suspense. I was actually talking to, I don't know, you guys might have seen him up here on stream sometimes, but Mickey, M-I-K-I, he actually, we were talking about this yesterday, he said that the Silent Realms were alright, but for me, I think the Silent Realms were probably my favorite part about this game. Mostly because, like, the tension-filled stuff, it's not something that is common in the series. We don't have many scenarios like this, with the exception of, like, like, Forsaken Fortress at the beginning of Wind Waker, maybe? And I think that's about it. Oh, that explains why they have okay. Because it's like, can't I refight him? Like, I think it's because I was very quick to go into New Game Plus. So I kind of just assumed that you couldn't refight him. Okay. I guess I was just spoiled by manual respawns. But yeah, no, it was just like tension-filled moments in Zelda games. I think Phantom Hourglass had, they kinda had that with the stealth segments, but again, people didn't like that, which is annoying. Because like Phantom Hourglass did a lot of unique, interesting things, but I guess it was because like there's like several reasons why, and it's mostly on principle, I think, because it's a 3DS game. Like it's considered a bite-sized experience for them, so a lot of people dislike it for that. But I really liked. I'd say that like Phantom Hourglass I liked almost as much as Twilight Princess, personally. And Spirit Tracks I enjoyed even more so than that. Okay, before I touch this... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4... There's that one over there, and I don't know how to get to it. How do I get back there, by the way? And before I touch the tightrope, I'm gonna sneeze soon, so excuse me. I like Spirit Tracks, but people dislike... No, people like Spirit Tracks, but they don't consider it like a... No, well, that's kind of the thing with Zelda in general, is that the fanbase is so big that there's always going to be those vocal people that are like, oh, it's not a real Zelda game because of this. But Phantom Hourglass is like the one where like people tend to be pretty torn on... Because a lot of them didn't like Temple of the Ocean King. Don't turn, Link. A lot of people didn't like Temple of the Ocean King. I actually thought the Temple of the Ocean King... Oh, just jump forward, Link! See what I mean by this willful restriction? Just jump forward. Like, I think, like, a lot of the best ideas of Phantom Hourglass had to do with Temple of the Ocean King. Sea exploration was a lot of fun as well. The charting of the ocean was really, really good. Treasure hunting. Extra content was where Phantom Hourglass really shines. But yeah, it's just one of those things where like people tend to overlook it. They sort of look down on Phantom Hourglass because it wasn't the same. But no, but yeah, Spirit Tracks though was I still stand by it. I remember saying in the previous stream, Spirit Tracks has the absolute best overworld theme in the series. Like it. Can I reach him this time? I hope so. I will say this though, like after a while, I kind of do wish that they would, like, just continue it. Like after the first time, but again, well. Yeah, like I think that's the thing though. Like, I think the point of like those cutscenes in this game is to mask loading times, I'm guessing. Like, the Wii isn't the most powerful system in the universe, so that's to be expected. Okay, now, how do I do this? Well, we'll go back to where we originally were then. It's crafty how they just placed the guy right beside the tier that's all the way up there. Wait, 1, 2... Where's the third one? Okay, do you know what I think it is? Okay, I'll collect this, then I'll run back. No, wait, that might take too long. Okay, we just gotta do this properly? No, that's way too risky. Let's not do that. Why? 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 They try. Ugh. Like, they immediately put me in the slide state the moment I had to figure out where I was going next. It's all the way up there. I'm assuming I need to climb this peak, which is what I failed to do earlier. Shoot. Okay. Oh! Oh, I was about to pull a me and run into it. Watch me fail it on the way back. Check this out. Oh man, okay. Go. Move! 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 Okay, I was just like, are you kidding me? It's still coming this way? Alright, we're okay. That wasn't so bad. I failed once, but that was because of something stupid. That was because I got caught on the way up, and then Link takes 5 years to go into a ledge. Also, sorry if my voice is cracking up. Like I said, I woke up like 10 minutes before the stream. Fire shield earrings, alright. That's what I want to get, earrings. Like, remember how in the previous puzzle they gave you the claw shots, but in the claw... I think that was the thing that was my big hang-up when this game first came out. Was that, like, your reward for the first one was the ability to swim, which I thought was nice. But then they gave you the claw shots, but they were like the subdued claw shots. They had, like, no combat... They had no combat applications, they were just there because this is a Zelda game and they need to be in the game. It's like the hidden blades from Assassin's Creed when you think about it. Like, it doesn't make that much sense in the context of this, but, you know, we'll throw them in. That's why I stand by Breath of the Wild's not having the claw shots as a lovely departure. Ah, that wasn't so bad. Only 3 tries, and, like, the second try... Oh! And the second try was, like, almost no mistakes outside of that one automatic slide state that I complained about. Let's go. But yeah, no, this is, a lot of, like, preconceived notions about the Zelda series, I think. A lot of preconceived notions, I'm kind of starting to warm up to all the things that I was disappointed with in this game. There are some things I still dislike about this game from 2011, but I think by keeping an open mind, I kind of get to see a lot of the merits of this one as well. Yeah, I remember because I mentioned... Oh, I do have the Curse Medal on. Okay. So for those guys that don't know, when you do the side quests, you get these gratitude crystals, which is something I completely forgot about. And with these crystals, you can unlock rewards. And one of the rewards that you unlock is the more wallet sizes, which I had, because you guys probably noticed from the last stream, I kept picking up rupees, like 200 rupees at a time. But there's also the Cursed Medal. The crater at the peak of Elden Volcano. Alright then. Okay. Here's a thing. I do not remember. I know what the next dungeon is. I remember what the boss of the dungeon is. But I do not remember this in particular. I do not remember any of the sections. This is the rediscovery phase, which I'm excited for, and probably my favorite part of this entire run to begin with. I thought you were gonna target. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Any boulders that I need to be aware of? Doesn't look like it. Anyways, how have you guys been doing? It is a Saturday right now, 2 weeks before the 31st. I'm hoping to get this game done before November, hopefully. Because for November, I wanted to... Well, for November, I want to be ready before Age of Calamity comes out. But I think before Age of Calamity comes out, I might actually, just for fun, stream another Zelda game. But I need to test some stuff. I think after the stream today, I'm going to test... I bought this adapter, this HDMI adapter, and I'm going to see if I can run my... What do you call those? Those AV cables through them, so that I can actually stream GameCube games with my current capture card. Because I remember previously, I played GameCube games with the old one, but the problem with the old one though is that because it wasn't directly towards the motherboard, or the capture card wasn't directly installed into the motherboard, there was quite a bit of delay. Ooh. So there was like a 3-second delay, and the thing is though is that because a lot of it had to do with the performance of the computer, sometimes the delay will range between like 3 seconds, it'll be like 2 seconds, or even like, I think like one time it was like a whopping 7 seconds of delay. So when that happens... Oh, I thought that was gonna work. Fee, why don't you give advice about this one? That would be helpful, right? It's crazy. How... Well, I guess we'll just talk to the rock here, then. Quench my thirst to clear your path. How do you quench the thirsts of a statue? Well, the thing is though, I played Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition on the channel for a while, and I really enjoyed it. It's just that, it's like, well, it was a game that I played so much for videos that playing it on stream would also be kind of annoying. Because like it's kind of like with Fire Emblem Warriors. I wanted to play that game on stream, but it's just that I'd rather just focus on making videos for that one. So with the original Hyrule Warriors, I did a stream about several. Back in 2018. Yeah, back when it first came out. How do I... Hang on, sorry, before I continue... I feel like it's a bottled water, but the thing is though, I have a cursed metal. Hyrule Warriors I probably won't stream. I probably won't stream because, like, my progression in Definitive Edition is a lot more subdued compared to the Wii U version. Well, okay, we'll see, though, we'll see. If it's bottled water, then we just have to warp back in. Oh, yeah. Oh, I have to... Okay, how do I do this? This sucks. I have to go all the way back to Skyloft then. I thought that like bottles were a completely optional thing, but okay. What's the point in this? Thankfully, we did a couple of side content, though, so if we need more than one bottle of water, then we're good. Ah, this is a travesty. I'm going to assume it's bottled water, then. I gotta go back! Nice. No, but anyways, what I was saying, though, is that before... Yeah, let's try everything before we go back. I'd rather fail everything right now, instead of fail much, much later after wasting everyone's time. It more or less is, like, the more and more I play this game is like, again, this is like the much more... This game is like the much more restrictive version of Breath of the Wild. Like, you can see a lot of how this game feels like it's restraining itself. It restrains itself in terms of exploration. I mentioned yesterday in the group call that, like, the idea of skylofts in this game was very interesting because you would fly, then you would drop down into town. But the thing is, though, is that the smoke and mirrors of that... yeah, I'm not sure if that'll work. Okay, sorry, we'll do that again, just because we'll... Because I feel like it's bottled water, Unless... I don't know. If it's probably bottled water, and that would be annoying, but we'll see. See, that's how fire works. Yeah, okay, no, I have to go back. Because the stone said quench my thirst, in which case I'm gonna need empty bottles. Okay, let's go. But yeah, like, the idea of skylofts being a thing that you get to drop into is a very, very interesting idea. But the thing is, though, is that the smoke and mirrors is that the moment you drop down, it goes into a quick loading screen. A very, very quick, visible loading screen. And then it becomes a location that you drop into. They can just give you the approximation of, oh, well, you landed here. The approximation of you landed on this point, so the starting of the drop points will be approximately here above the town. Whereas with Breath of the Wild, when you drop in, you're dropping in. Because the Skyloft would have been a physical location that you enter. Similarly to how, like, Hyrule Castle is a physical location, or at least the exterior of Hyrule Castle is a exterior location. Anyways, yeah, we'll go to the summit approach after this then. It's annoying, but I guess we'll just not use the cursed metal ever. Sorry, guys. Then again, the cursed metal prevents you from using shields, so there's that too. Okay, where is it? Should be around here, yeah. And that's the other thing too, like, stamina, it regens so slowly. It's really strange playing this game. But you really see the differences there, because, like, the use of stamina in Breath of the Wild, there's a lot of uses for it, and even though there is the limitation on it, but playing around the limitation of stamina in Breath of the Wild is a lot more satisfying than playing around the limitations of this game. In this game, it feels like you're being blocked, essentially. That there are paths that are deliberately lengthened so that you would run out of stamina and therefore would not be able to get it unless you take this detour, which takes you to a stamina fruit, in which case you will have just enough. The cursed metal is an item that prevents you from using your pocket items. So it prevents you from using potions, prevents you from using additional bomb bags, wallets, or quivers. But it increases the likelihood of you finding materials. Well, unfortunately, that's not our priority right now. I was hoping to keep it because I was gonna go for a shieldless kind of thing anyway, but Oh well. But yeah, what I'm hoping to do... What I'm hoping to do is, before November... I don't know, maybe I'll play another Zelda game on stream, or I'll just focus completely on Age of Calamity. Who knows? Because I really do like what we're doing here. Oh, so here's another thing that annoys me about this game, okay? This. Why can't I just call the bird? Why couldn't I just call the bird? But then if I do this, just like 5 centimeters away, then it's going to work. It's just like I know it seems nitpicky, but again, like it's like it really points towards the fact that a lot of the freedom of movement is an illusion in this game. It's very, very stark in comparison. Very stark contrast to what we saw in Breath of the Wild. Okay. But anyways, enough making fun of this game. We're not here to rip on Skyward Sword. We're here to enjoy it for what it does do. And what it does... Wait, no. And what it does is provide, like, a really meaningful sense of progression. Like, even, like, as much as I dislike the whole, like, they've very explicitly walled you off from certain areas because you don't have the proper equipment. But even then, though, like, that meaningful sense of progression is always appreciated in the Zelda games. Okay. Let's go here. Actually, I think the temple entrance would have been the proper place to go. I should only have 4 pouch slots. But I have 2 empty bottles, so let's see how that goes. Wait. Yeah, okay, it's right beside it. Because yeah, like, even like the idea of needing flame resistant stuff, even though it's done better in other games, I do enjoy the fact that once you get it, you now have free reign to be everywhere else. I have to learn how to do that on cue. Just position myself properly. Hopefully we're okay. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to happen. Messiah Holmes, how you doing? One thing, I don't know, because, so in terms of, like, what GameCube, because, I got a GameCube, well, not GameCube adapter, but I got a AV to HDMI adapter. I don't know if it works or not. I have to test it still. It was fairly inexpensive, so I'm going to test it out, and I'm going to see if it's possible to stream GameCube on my capture card. Because yeah, I mentioned earlier, like, I used to do GameCube games before, but the thing is, though, is that the old capture card, it wasn't directly installed to the motherboard of my PC. So what that means is that all of the delay of my inputs is going to be, like 5 seconds, 2 to 5 seconds, which is a very long time, and that's going to mess up a lot of the synchronization. This is so weird. Why would that be a thing? I don't even recall a single moment in Zelda being like this. Okay, but yeah, the idea that like playing GameCube games again would be nice, because a lot of my favorite Zelda games were on the GameCube. In particular, my favorite Zelda game of all time, Majora's Mask, got ported. So that's something that I'm very, very looking forward to revisiting. Because I did a Majora's Mask stream a long time ago, but I'd like to do it again. Is it in here? Or is it like all the way out of reach? I feel like it's out of reach. Yeah, it's definitely out of reach somewhere. Okay. I really like the wheel. Breath of the Wild should have had a wheel for equipping your stuff. That would have been very helpful. Is this gonna work? I hope it works. Please work. Okay. I don't remember this part at all. Oh man, I kind of want to play... yeah, Luigi's Mansion is a game I want to play, but I don't know anyone that has a physical copy of it. I'd like to borrow, because I bought so many games recently. Actually, in a couple of days, another game of my backlog, or not, I guess we can't really call it a backlog, but more of like a, it's a good term for it. Because a backlog implies that you already had it, and you have not played it, whereas for me, it's like, I guess it's called like a bucket list game. I guess it's going to be like that. But yeah, like there's a game that I'm going to be getting. It's a GameCube classic, and I might screen share that on Discord. I don't know. It's a classic GameCube game, which is made by one of my favorite game directors of all time, but sadly was not a commercial success. I guess we'll call it a dreamlog, yeah. Oh, my first character for Age of Calamity, I don't know yet. It's weird, because I think, like... Because I remember with Hyrule Warriors, not Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors, my first pick was just, let's pick a character that is familiar, but also very, very solid, just to get ourselves started, which was Lucina. The very first one I did was Lucina back in the day. No, wait, no. And I was just like, okay, well, this is cool and all, but the thing is, though, is that I don't really like using this character that much. And then I did, like, several Camilla videos, because over time, again, like, after I made the first one, I was like, wait a minute, but there's all this other stuff that I could do. So, I had, like, 3 different, like, for my first Camilla video, I had, like, 3 drafts of that. I think that was, like, one of the first times. That's how, just shows how obsessive I am about the character. But, like, I went through so many of them. I was so obsessive about it, but like in terms of, but it was a character that I knew I would like, and that's kind of how, I guess that's how it's going to be with this one, is that I'll pick a character based on how much I like them, and then that will probably be the first video. But, I don't know, but we'll see. My inclination, though, in terms of, like, my favorite so far, it's probably going to be Rivali. Like, honestly, like, I haven't seen very much gameplay of him. I just feel like, conceptually, he's going to be a very strong character. Just conceptually. But the thing is, though, we also need to understand the structure of Age of Calamity as well. I mentioned last week. Wait. This is bizarre. Do you have any suggestions for this? Oh! Okay. I should be able to reach somewhere around here, yeah? No, but anyways, my entire thing though with Hyrule Warriors is that we don't. I mentioned last week. Yeah, it was last week when they had the presentation. We don't know 100% for sure what the Wait a minute. Sorry, hang on. Let me continue that thought later. I need one big container, but there are no containers around here. So I have to go to Lake Floria. Because like I saw that there was a big container in Lake Floria. Do I have to go there? Okay, we have to go to Lake Floria. Because they had the giant jar there, right? This is like their attempts at replicating like Twilight Princess, where there were things that were randomly out of place, and then you have to use teleportation to bring it back. It kind of reminds me of that. Gosh, I don't remember anything about this area. It's weird that I don't remember anything. Because I remember saying that she was in the jar, and I was just like, wait a minute. Like, because I remember, one thing I remember complaining a lot about in 2011 was that there was so much backtracking in this game. And so far, I thought the backtracking was fine, but I think in the... Oh, no. Okay. But because so far I've enjoyed the backtracking nature of this game, but I think the reason why I didn't like it for this particular scenario was because... it was like right before a dungeon. It's just like, it was so tantalizing for me. It was just so tantalizing, and I couldn't do it. Like it was just like they put it right in front of you and said, just kidding, you gotta go all the way back now. And I'm just like, really? Why would you make it like that? Let's see if we can get this right. Dolphin! Not that guy. Oh man, I never picked that option. That's great. But that's kind of the thing though, is that like, this is like one of those weird moments where I guess the idea was that the basin was supposed to stick out. But yeah, like this is like one of those scenarios where like you think that the path was right in front of you and you just got to figure it out and think on your feet. But this is like, well actually you got to go all the way back here if you want to make any change over here. I can see why people don't like that. I don't mind it because it's easy to figure out now, but I remember at the time though I was kind of frustrated because again, right in front of a dungeon, and you can't enter it because you gotta backtrack. That's like the most blatant example of like how not to do backtracking. But this is fine though. I don't know, like I'm still enjoying this. Okay, sorry, okay, so my thing before I went on the whole thing about the basin. Hyrule Warriors, we don't know the structure, because my original thoughts when the game was originally announced was I wanted, like, if there was an adventure mode, there would be specific maps that I would make videos off of. The way that I did it with Hyrule Warriors, and to a lesser extent, Fire Emblem Warriors, is that I would unlock the hardest maps. I would unlock the hardest maps on adventure mode or history mode, and then use that for the videos, because for you guys that are watching, if I can make this look easy on the hardest difficulty, then it'll instill a lot more confidence in the viewer. But in this scenario, we don't know what the structure is going to be necessarily. I'm going to assume there is going to be some level of like this is a map and you can replay, and this map will be substantially more difficult. I don't know. The game's not out yet, but I think when like the general consensus is that, oh yeah, this map is considered really, really difficult, then I'll make the showcase videos based on that. But again, what if it's player restricted? And that's the other thing. That's like the thing that I really hope they don't bring back from Hyrule Warriors. This is the thing that they did right now in Fire Emblem, where like the restrictions were extremely lenient. I think the robot's adorable, personally. He's great. But we'll see. Well, no, we'll get there when we get there. I don't know about streaming Age of Calamity. I feel like focusing on videos is the better thing to do. I think I'll focus on videos, and then when I'm at a point where I'm content with the amount of videos that I've put out, then maybe we'll stream it. Hello, Edvardson. How you doing? Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. They just immediately throw some. It's fine. It's fine. Protect the robot. Oh no, he's gonna do our favorite noise. Wait, not if I can stop it though. Okay. Do I need to go here or here? Where am I? Oh, it's like Resident Evil 2. No, sorry, not 2. Resident Evil 4, where you're protecting a useless person. Okay, here we go. I think in terms of characters, though, like Urbosa looks really, really interesting. Like, Urbosa looks interesting. Urbosa was a character that I really, really like, but then we'll see. Like, I remember making a completely pointless predictive tier list when the game was first announced, and I think my tier list went from like the bottom tier, which is like the B tier, where they're very, very solid, decent, they get the job done, but not to the same. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Come on! Come on! Do something! Oh yeah, there we go. Why does that exist? Like, I didn't like it in Majora's Mask, why would I like it here? I feel like this isn't going to work. But you know what? You can't trust feelings. You can't trust feelings. Wait a minute. So do bombs just put in that much work, or was it because there were so many bombs that did that much damage? Because I remember in Hyrule Warriors, the Moblin's weakness, according to the game, which I never took advantage of, the shield moblins, their weakness was bombs. I never understood why. I never actually did it because they would always attack instantly with a very easy to dodge attack where they would go for a weak point gauge immediately. So that entire mechanic meant nothing to me. But apparently it works. Oh, my pointless tier list. Okay, so the bottom tier, including the Sheikahs. We're gonna include the Sheikahs now. The bottom tier, this isn't terrible. We'll call them B tier. we call them B tier, where they get the job done, but their combos do have a bit of lag to them. Like they're just it's just very pretty to look at with their combos. I think under the right circumstances they could be very strong, but if you want the much more stronger, more effective options for getting results as soon as possible, these will be on the lowest of your priority list. And that will include Zelda with the Sheikah Slate and Robbie. My prediction, and I will be wrong. I will be wrong. Robbie's moveset is going to be like Lana's Gate of Time, but instead of bosses being summoned, it's going to be different forms of guardians. It's completely random where you can be cycling through it until you unlock the combos that let you summon different variants. So Zelda with her Sheikah Slates and Robbie, long wind-up, but with proper smart use of the tools and the glyphs, it's going to be fine. Am I back here? What was the point in this? Oh. Where? Where? Oh, there you are. Okay, so Robbie and thing is going to be like that, but the tier above that is like the B+ tier where oh yeah, sorry, it's gonna be Zelda. Oh, sorry, Zelda and Daruk actually. Zelda, Daruk, and Robbie are gonna be on that tier. The tier above that, very solid choices, very good all around. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they are significantly outshined by the people in tiers above them. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But that tier is going to belong to Mipha, Link, and Pura. The reason why I think Pura is because, again, my completely wrong prediction is that she's going to be essentially the tactical nuke Sheikah Slate from what Zelda had in the demo. That's going to be her thing. What? Where am I supposed to... What? Hang on, before I continue talking about Hyrule Warriors, I need to figure out where I'm going. When we get inside the temple, I'll continue my list, but I said Mipha, Link, and Pura. Pura, Tactical Nuke. We've seen that, so basically we're going to make the entire moveset around that, and it'll be great. Because again... Okay. Is it around here? Wait. Let's find out... I don't know if this will work, but let's find out. This would be a disaster. Oh! Okay, we're okay. Are these guys weak to bombs? All that did was make them angry. Okay. Oh, look at those jiggle physics. Alright. I guess we have to go all the way here, too? I don't know what route they want me to take, but we're going to assume that where there are enemies, there is success. Why are they going out of range? Okay. This reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 4. Just like protecting someone that won't help. Can I get it from here? That was painful looking. Oh, really? Okay, so the more you charge it. I'm used to like Twilight Princess where you had to like aim slightly above. But I like this a lot more. I remember in Twilight Princess I had this method where like you would aim just above. Same thing goes for Breath of the Wild actually. Breath of the Wild had that as well, where like you would need to aim just a little bit above. Okay. Oh, I guess this is where I'm supposed to be going? Like, the sense of geography feels very weird to me in this game. I'm just not used to it. That's not anyone's fault but mine. I just want to point that out. Okay, here we go. This is great. I wish I upgraded the speed a little bit. Still alive and kicking. No, wait, we hit him twice though, it should be okay. I tried running, but you're in the way. I'm gonna get hit now. Okay, we're okay. Oh no. Okay, is there anything else I need to be worried about? Because that felt like the most extreme example. That felt like the most extreme, like, obstacle in our course right now. You know what that hookshot reminds me of? Or doing that reminds me? It reminds me of Spirit Temple, where I think people are pretty familiar with this. For those that aren't, in Spirit Temple there was a section. I don't know why I did that, but I did, and there's no hiding it. I have to be transparent. I did that. Okay. Oh man. I guess we'll just snipe them from here. I guess that's what they want us to do. That sucked. No, it has to be slightly above them that time. Why is it moving automatically down? There we go. Hey, Edvardson, thank you for joining. Okay, sorry, no, I was just gonna say like Spirit Temple. For those guys that don't remember or don't know, there's that section where, like, there's this giant climbing obstacle course you go through. It's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. You have to time it perfectly if you want to get to the top. You have to time it perfectly, but the way that it works though is that there are sections on the puzzle that you have to climb up. This wall with all the traps on it. There are some parts that you have to latch onto. You can just target the latch points at the very top. At the very top, with a long shot, the hookshot upgrade, and then just bypass the entire obstacle course. It's great. Okay. Oh man, how much more do we have to do? I tried charging up, but the game wouldn't let me. Why? I'm about to go into battle here, dude. You don't have to show me this anymore. I collected 6. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's gonna be some more. That's fine. Oh gosh, what's happening? What on earth? Like, he just moves me straight onto the ledge. Get up! Go, 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 go! That was bizarre. He just hits me with the shield and I'm stuck on the ledge. Okay, moving on. Yeah, I was actually gonna talk to you. I was gonna dash. Also, that's the other thing too. The fact that, like, I guess it's because the Wii has a lot of limited buttons on it. The Wii has a lot of limited buttons on it, so like your dash button is the same as your confirm button, which is just like results in stuff like that happening. Why don't you target? I was holding the Z button thinking that he'd turn automatically. Ugh. Okay. I think that's... Nah, there's gotta be more. There's no way they'll make that the last of them. Okay. I'm glad they added the perfect dodge system. That's something that, like... So, what I noticed about Age of Calamity is that a lot of the stuff that's carrying over, like the stasis, the perfect dodge, all that stuff, really? Why? What was the purpose in that setback? Okay, it's fine. I've killed one guy. Oh, come on. Okay. But yeah, so like all that stuff, like the ability to stasis, a lot of those things I really like. Not only does it appeal to newer people that are less familiar with these kinds of games, but it also makes it easier for people like me that they spend more time focusing. They spend more time focusing, like people like me that like to spend more time focusing on, oh, are you kidding me? These things? Okay, hang on. One thing at a time. Okay, we can move on, you know. We don't have to stay here. Yeah, so like a lot of the those mechanics that are coming into Breath of the Wild will be very, very useful for people that are new. But at the same time, people like me who like to focus a lot on very particular units will actually have a better time of getting into units that we're less familiar with. Like, you know, things like stasis. One of the big problems I had with Hyrule Warriors was that a lot of the combos for weak point gauge breaking is going to be different for every single character, and in the pressure of the moment, I don't know what they are and when and how to use them. But with the stasis, it's going to be a lot more lenient, where I can like I can play quote unquote not optimally, but still get some decent results out of it, and that's very, very exciting for me. That was really weird and annoying, that entire scenario. Like, I don't mind the idea of, like, that escort mission. I do mind the fact that he just runs into danger. Okay, so, I believe this is the second's last dungeon? I know there's a dungeon after this. But, like... Because I think after that, there's a bunch of stuff that happens, and then there's the final boss, I think? I know there's plenty of stuff to do after this dungeon, but that's the thing, like, a lot of stuff happens. There's, like, a boss fight. I don't remember this at all. This is crazy. Ah, memories of Dragon Roost Cavern. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember anything at all about this. This is great. Oh, I thought I had to do it manually. Okay. Oh. Ah, come on. Nice. Yeah, so bear with me. I don't... like with previously, like, I could call up a guide right now to figure things out, but I remember with, like, the Lineru ship that we had to go onto, like, that would... we were stuck on for a while. And... we eventually did get help from a viewer, which was appreciated, but, again, a lot of the fun comes from just trying to rediscover this entire game and see what we're supposed to do. Okay, that seems simple enough. We might as well see what's in those jars, because we can. Now, how's everyone's week been? We have 2 weeks until the end of the month. We're not even like a month away, that's the crazy thing. Like, we still have an entire month before Zelda comes out. Or, Age of Calamity comes out. What does this guy look like? Looks like a Grim Snarl. That's what he looks like. He's an underground Grim Snarl. To the sleeping statue. No idea what that's about, but that's okay. Being a Zelda fan, old men telling me cryptic things inside of a dungeon is more or less, more or less par for course. Oh, this is nice. I kind of remember this. I kind of remember this too. Kind of. Like, bits and pieces. That's the weird thing about this game. Bits and pieces of memory. Bo plays, how you doing? Let's go down here first. What is the point in that? No, I don't know what that is. And... I should have just used a claw shot. Oh, they all die in one hit. Hang on a second. Quickly get some water. Okay, we're good. I really hope I'm not going anywhere nowhere. Oh, it's everyone's favorite sound. Okay, what do I do here? I've been here already. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally mute myself. There seems to be a lot of forward movement in this game, which is nice. It doesn't seem like there's that much to the backside. I got lucky twice in a row, you saw that, right? Just incidental hits. Alright, I'll take that health though. Hang on a second. Oh, okay, I thought I had to sneeze. Yeah, I remember the boss of this area, but I don't remember anything else. Actually, I do remember there was one part of the dungeon that I got stuck at. Why are you here? Oh, great. This is fun, right? You just... It's an ability that stops you from doing anything. Ugh. Okay. Come on. Okay. Got it. Okay, where do I go from here? Does that lead anywhere? No. I'm guessing my original plan will come into play here now. Oh, seems like it. Alright. Never mind. I actually don't know what I'm doing. I thought that was gonna be it. I thought I had to use the gust bellows. Ah, well. I legitimately thought you had to use gust bellows in order to move yourself. Okay, where else can we go then? Aha. No, not quite. Alright. I don't know why that's there. Well, we are supposed to be here, though. Oh yeah, this. Why are there bombs here? You were so close! You just had to hold out for like a 2 seconds. Okay, so that's what it is though, is that you need to use the bombs to get the river flowing, and in doing so you'll divert the course of the river, of the magma river. And then that's where it'll do it automatically. It's weird, because yeah, you'd think that you'd be able to use like the gust bellows or something, but that's okay. Okay, that should be okay. It's weird because like the sense of physics in this game, it's very implied. It's not super obvious, which is weird because everything else about this game is supposed to be like super obvious in terms of how it telegraphs what this is supposed to do. But they do surprise you though. They do throw a couple of nice little curveballs, which I approve of. Like I remember there's the one with the like shooting an eye switch through a rotating fan. That's something that we've never seen in the series. Is shooting an arrow through a rotating fan, and then you have to like disable the power source. It's like stuff like that really stands out with Skyward Sword's puzzles. Okay, I vaguely remember this part. No, it was interesting though, because like one of the other things about this game too is that like I know I compare this game to Breath of the Wild a lot, but it's hard not to when you consider that Breath of the Wild and this game were both directed by the same person. And it's interesting because like this particular game, it really does a lot to sort of like play it safe with a lot of its ideas. It has to be very, very sure that you understand what's going on. Like they do so much to explain things to you, which is fine because in the very least you can't complain that it's too confusing because you gotta actually pay attention in that case. But it's interesting because like that was clearly meant to be an appeal towards like the casual audience, while still like they basically had to make some compromises for the core audience in order to appeal to the casual audience, which is fine. But the fact that this game had fairly modest sales as a result compared to Breath of the Wild, which is currently the highest selling game in this series. It's interesting that, ironically, the attempt to appeal to as many people as possible did not have the same effect as Breath of the Wild, where it appealed to a lot of people, but it didn't have any of those moments where it was trying to explain everything, and instead just made everything hands-free, just gave all the reins to the player at that point. It's fascinating, and again, like all the design choices, you kind of see the transition from between each games and how they have similar objectives, but the way they go about them is completely different. That's kind of the funny thing about Zelda in general, actually, is the idea that something I always thought was funny about the Legend of Zelda series is the fact that, like, you have bombs, and there's, like, no structural integrity damage to everything else. Everything else is just fine and undamaged, but then with Zelda... Wait, how do I do this again? I think I could carry it? No. Okay, so that was actually the thing that I was stuck on. Back in the day, way back in the day, I was stuck on this particular room. And I actually did have to look at the guide in order to figure out how to do that one. It was weird, because like there's no other puzzle similar to that where you have to like use your sword as a skewer. It's like the last thing you think about, right? Because you're used to hitting things with your sword and the world being so fragile that it breaks immediately. But this is like one of those weird scenarios where there's an exception for some reason. It's so fun to me. Okay, what is this exactly? Well, knowing what we know now, we can just do this. I don't remember this at all, though. I remember the previous room distinctly. What? Okay, that was bizarre. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, I actually have no recollection of that battle whatsoever in my mind. Like, I remember this scenario with like the guy that's like hanging over something, because I thought that was silly and ridiculous, which is par for course with this game. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a very charming kind of way. But like that enemy type, I just think, okay, I guess water? Alright. Oh, you know what? I think I remember like actually trying to attack the chains to free the guy. So what is this? Magma mitts. This will let you burrow your way under the ground. Wait, that was in this game? What? I didn't even realize this game had that. I had no Wait, I don't remember this at all. This is so weird. Oh. Okay, yeah, I don't remember this at all. I completely forgot about this. That's insane. Again, it's like rediscovering this game. Okay, I remember the whole, like, press Z to look up. I remember that because there's gonna be puzzles that involve this. But like it's weird how I remember that, but I don't remember. That makes no sense, but trust me, this is how I feel. I remember like surface stuff, but I completely forgot there was a thing where you actually had to burrow underground. That's so bizarre. Yeah, okay, it's no wonder I forgot everything about this dungeon. Because, like, this completely was out of mind. That's crazy! I don't think a single Zelda game has done anything like this. Although, I assume, like, Minish Cap would have had something like this. Which is another game on a list of Zelda games I have not completed. Okay, here we go. What's my goal here? Okay. Ah, okay. That's lovely, actually. The idea that there's like additional details to a dungeon beyond what we just typically see. I like that a lot. The idea that like there are places beneath the dungeon that make up like the foundation of the structuring. That's really nice. Am I gonna do the Hylian Shield? I might. I haven't decided though. I haven't decided if I'm going to go for the Hylian Shield. I kind of want to, but because ideally I want to finish this game before November. You have plenty of time, and if I'm going to, it depends on how much time we have left. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I will though. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I heard nothing but good things about Minish Cap. Yeah, I'll have to, because I know that I have the means of playing it. I do have a Game Boy player for the GameCube. Technically, if things go well, I might even get to play it on stream, which will be nice. If things go well with my HDMI AV adapter. We can't quite access that yet. Okay. So what I should be doing is coming around here. Yeah, like each Zelda title, in some way, they have something. Like I remember like thinking about it just this year, having played a lot of different games this year, and it made me think. Ironically, playing other games made me enjoy the Zelda series a lot more. But I think what really makes it stand out as a series is how in The Legend of Zelda. Hang on. In Legend of Zelda, each of the games, they all do something different from one another that makes them unique and fresh as a result. And a person's favorite actually speaks to, like, kind of what they look for in a game. Not even just in the Zelda game, but just in general, what they look for in terms of gameplay, what they look for in terms of structure, pacing, objectives, content, all that stuff. Like, your favorite Zelda game speaks volumes about that. But of course, that also mean that you would have played, like, a lot of Zelda games at the time as well. Mark Min, how you doing? I completely forgot that the whole burrowing system in this game existed, though. That's crazy. Because, yeah, like, every Zelda game, they all try to accomplish something different, whether it's the aesthetic, whether it is emphasis on structure or combat, stuff like that. It's like, they're all different in that sense, even if they're all the, they're all something else. Like, they always try to reinvent the series with each installment, and each of them... Like, actually, and that's the thing, too, like, when you understand, like, creative intent versus player expectation, that's what this whole playthrough of Skyward Sword's been about. The idea of creator intent was lost on me back in 2011. It's a secret to everyone. Okay, so again, like, they all want to accomplish different things, and the idea of Skyward Sword is that they want to accomplish a set number of things, and learning to understand that, I think, was a big part of, I think part of, like, just understanding growth as a person, how you perceive these kinds of things. Like, you look at the creative intents of this game, and you think, like, they could have done it any number of ways. But they ended up settling on what they got, and in many ways they succeed, and in some ways they don't succeed quite as much as we've seen with the power of hindsight. But I think for the most part, though, this game does really, really well in what it does set out to do. Particularly with motion-based. Like, I remember there were rumors that a Switch remaster of Skyward Sword would be coming out, and my first thought was, that can only happen. That can only work if the motion controls of the Joy-Cons were as good, if not better, than the Wii Motion Plus. I think they are. I don't know the actual logistics of it, but I'm fairly certain that they would be. But again, it's different for everybody. I don't know if that's going to be the case. But that's the thing, though. I remember they mentioned that maybe they'll do traditional controls, and my initial thoughts on that is that that's a terrible idea. You can't have Skyward Sword without motion controls. It doesn't work like that. Like, you play the first dungeon, it shows off all the reasons why motion controls are important in this game. Okay, let's look at this map. Okay. Ooh, hello. Oh, we can kill that. We can kill it. Come on. Oh, Moldorm. You want to hug a corner. Something I never noticed about Skyward Sword, a lot of pretty girls in it. Various face shapes and sizes. It's quite... You never really notice these things until you're much older. Come on. Really? I predicted it and everything. You want to go forward. You jerk. I hate the stamina system in this game so much. Keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward! Come on! Fine. Do it your way. Oh my! Come on! Oh, it's so nightmarish. Okay. And you can't turn around either. It's like... You have to be in the proper positioning for this one. I don't have enough. No, I went the wrong way. Turn around, dude! Come on! Oh, the nightmare. Ugh, come on. Okay, we've been spending way too much time here. No, you could have kept going. You could have kept going. I just want to say I really, really, really hate the stamina system of this game. Because, like, there's no way to upgrade it. You have to buy a potion that temporarily lets you have more. Oh man, I should have delayed it. Okay. Come on, why would you use your right hand? Why? Okay. No, turn around. I turned left that time. Or right. Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Okay, focus. There we go. Like, that's something I was trying to do the entire time. But couldn't, because again, ugh. Okay. Yeah, no, that was annoying, because there was that one scenario where I was supposed to turn right, but I ended up moving forward instead. So I ended up moving into the guy, when my plan was supposed to be moving right, so that... My plan was to move right so that when he runs past me, then I hit him on the way through. But, you just have to adapt to these kinds of things. Okay! What was the point of this key? How's everyone been doing this week, by the way? It's been a very busy week for me. But that's the reason why I've been looking forward to doing this stream. So I can actually continue playing this game. It's been a long time. Like, I know it's only been a week, but it felt like it's been a long week this week. Do I have to go here? Nice. Okay. And... Oh, no, wait, I think this is the way forward, isn't it? Because we were here previously, and this is locked. We have to go back here, then. Yeah, honestly, though, not really much else has changed since then. Oh, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Hades. Really, really, really good game by Supergiant. I think part of the main appeal for Hades for me is that it finds that really good middle ground between, like, extremely consequential deaths versus extremely forgiving replays. Like, stuff like that. Like, I think a lot of the part of the appeal of Hades for me is that it reminds me a lot of, like, with arcade games, where, like, you have so much progress, but then if you die, you lose it all, and you're afraid of losing it all, so the incentive is that you spend quarters or you spend dollars. It reminds me a lot of those kinds of games, but in this scenario, it's like intentionally everything about that game is focused on the replayability of it. So I've been replaying it. I beat the game, or I cleared the game, or the dungeon, about 15 times. I think 16 was my... I didn't think I cleared it for the 16th time yesterday. You only need to beat it 10 times to get the credits, but there's plenty of reasons to go back, and that's what I really enjoy about Hades. Really, really good game. I 100% recommend it to people that are into action. It fits that really good middle ground between action and roguelike. Previously, the only roguelike game I've ever played was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Red Rescue Team, well, the deluxe game for the Switch, as well as Super for the 3DS. Oh boy. So I'm not very familiar with roguelike RPGs, but this game, it manages to combine hack and slash action. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of Diablo in some places. But yes, really, really good game if you're into stuff like that. The progression is nice, very meaningful. there's like 5 different weapon types that speak to different playstyles. People get to pick their favorites, obviously. Replaying the game actually, in some ways, gives you more advantages, which is important for a game like this. So, just because you die, as heartbreaking as it is to die after getting so much good stuff, there was always potential for better stuff. So yeah, it's definitely worth looking into. Okay, so this is the weird... Oh. Is that what their legs look like? They look like drumsticks. Got to corner him somehow. Oh, I have to corner him into the gate. Oh, okay, that was a lot easier than fighting against that Moldorm. But yeah, if you're itching for RPG, hack and slash action, definitely give Hades a look. Like, a lot of people like the aesthetic. I like the aesthetic too. I like the characterization of each of the characters, how there's so much incidental dialogue. There's so much incidental dialogue where the scenarios and dialogue will change based on the circumstance. It's great. Like, all that stuff, very, very meaningful changes, which I enjoy. Okay. Now, how do we do this? Float towards us, yeah. I kind of want to, I don't know, like, I don't usually do Hollow, like, because I know the 31st is on a Saturday, which is when we usually stream. I don't know how far along this game we're going to be. Like, I've always wanted to do, like, a horror-themed stream. I remember doing that with Bloodborne one year. I've never played Luigi's Mansion, but Luigi's Mansion, though, it's going to take more than 3 hours to beat that game, and I don't like the idea of leaving that game unfinished. So I don't know if I'll do that. You know, but maybe in the Discord I'll, like, play Resident Evil 2 or something, like the remake. Because I love that remake a lot, and I want to replay it again. Okay, we need to figure out a way to activate those. The question is, how do we reactivate those? If we can reactivate those, we should be able to continue onward. But the problem is... Oh, okay, that was easy. I guess we have to do it from here? They're telling us... Oh, that's definitely a warning sign. That's definitely a warning sign. If they're putting stamina fruits in our way... Gotta get out of here. Go! Go! Why are you showing me this? We gotta go! Why are you... Why does this game insist on showing me things when we should be escaping? Uh-oh. Okay. And I guess we can just go from here? No, let's go around. I do not trust the mobility of this game at all. Because, like, I remember, like, at the beginning of the stream, remember? Like, I thought that, oh, I can make that jump. And then disaster happened, like, 3 times in a row. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably play, like, Resident Evil 2 Remake. I think that'll be enjoyable. It's a game, like, Resident Evil 2, the original, is a game very close to my heart. And seeing it remade is just fantastic. It was great to see all the old locations. I don't remember this. No, you want the sleeping one. I don't remember that at all. It's crazy. Huh. I guess this is where we get the boss key. Oh, come on. Why is there an enemy that prevents you from using these? Why is there an enemy in a sword game that prevents you from using your sword? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, the agony. Thought I swung from below. Oh man, why would they do that? Why would they make it so that that happens? I'm guessing hookshot? Oh no, just climb. So yeah, what have you guys been up to? Genuinely curious. What do you guys have planned for this particular weekend? I imagine weekends carry different significance for most people, huh? Especially these days. Oh yeah, also, So yeah, talking about Haze, also I pre-ordered Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which is exciting because like Pikmin is a series where I've played the first game at least a dozen times, but I never got around to playing the second game, which everyone says is like infinitely better, which is very, very high praise. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Pikmin 3 is also a very, very interesting game too. I'm going to assume there's going to be motion control, so that's going to be a bit of a transition for me to make. Oh yeah, I might need to do an Animal Crossing thing too. Like, there's a bunch of Animal Crossing stuff that I've been working on as well. I'm probably going to be doing that after the stream today. I really like, it's funny, so Animal Crossing has an autumn update for Halloween, and for me, I'm not a really big fan of Halloween myself. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, I just don't particularly enjoy it. But the funny thing is, though, is that there's that. I've been pretty lukewarm about Animal Crossing lately, but I think now, like you combine Halloween and Animal Crossing, and for some reason, that's great. I really like it a lot. Like, this is like my favorite update so far. Alright, we gotta fight our way out. Okay, let's see if we learned anything from last time. Why would you stop? Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, well, at the very least, we're gonna go here. Okay, positioning. Yeah, that's infinitely easier. It's one of those things where, like, I wasn't sure if it was gonna stop or not. I feel like it was like, I don't know, maybe my positioning early on was just bad. That's why he kept noticing me when I was waiting for him to pass me by. Or it might have been that I was just unlucky and it's like a 50-50 chance that he'll look at me or not. Oh well, we got this. We don't have any fairies, so if we die to this boss, we'll see. Probably play some Animal Crossing for Halloween. Just have a lot of visitors over. That'll be fun. But yeah, I've been enjoying the events a lot, just because, like, it's something that, because I remember the Egg Festival and everyone hated it, and for very good reason. It sucked because it was very intrusive. It wasn't something that you were controlling, like the resources that they were giving you for the eggs. Like, it was like intrusive, it was being imposed on you. Whereas with this one, you have to cultivate the materials yourself, which is how it always should be. So it's weird that, like, I guess that was like the main component, because with the Egg Festival, the Easter, it was extremely intrusive, because because it was so early on too. I think that was a big part of it as well. The fact that it was so early on. Wait, how do I get out of here? Okay, wait, we'll go back. Nah, we don't need that. It's fine. But yeah, but just the fact that, again, like, we're pretty far along. The fact that you actually have to cultivate. It's not an attendance check like the fireworks game. The fireworks event was. The fireworks was fun and all. It's just that I never really felt inclined because it was just log in so that you can get something. Whereas with this one, it's like, oh, here are these crops that you can use to beautify your town, and these crops will be used as a resource for cool stuff. That was the whole thing about the update, which I enjoyed. Okay. It's not here. But yeah, enjoying it a lot though. I hate how those bats, they're just there and they're out of reach until they choose not to be. This game could have used a little bit more in the way of ranged attacks. Like, I missed the boomerang. Remember the boomerang? That's a game. That's like a tool that should be in every Zelda game. Not the claw shot, the boomerang. Still, in my mind, my favorite item in the Zelda series is the boomerang. You can use it as a weapon. It's very useful for. It automatically targets things, so that's a big shortcoming that I can immediately patch up for myself. Okay, wait. So, we've been here. Was there already a door that I can just go? Oh yeah, no, it was right here. Yeah, look, we had the sword beam, but like, the thing is though, it's this dungeon where you upgrade the range of the sword beam. Before that, the sword beam is kind of useless. It's just this thing that you can sometimes use to knock down some enemies, but the wind-up time is so long you might want to swipe away at them. Okay, here we go. So that's kind of the issue, is that like a lot of the in the very least, the sword beam, and this is something I'm grateful for, is that if you go Heroes mode on New Game Plus, the sword beam is going to retain all of its original properties, and that's really good. That's something that I hope more games kind of embrace. Like, I hope the Breath of the Wild sequel has some form of New Game Plus. That would be a welcome addition. No, it's like... There we go. Okay, I don't remember how to fight this boss. It has been a month since we started playing this game, and I think in our first month we did this. Let's see how this goes. Wait, how long have we been streaming? 2 hours. Oh, this is actually a pretty good time. Silent Realm and an entire dungeon. We didn't get stuck in the dungeon like we did for the previous one. It's great. You're still on the living. Fancy meeting you here. We seem to bump into each other time and time again. Oh, it's no coincidence though, is it? You and I were bound by the thread of fate. Look at these old drawings. Until I found these, I was upset about that little stunt the goddess's guard dog pulled at the gate of time. What was that twig's name again? Impa? Well, never mind that, because these drawings suggest the existence of a second gate of time. This news has my heart just filled with rainbows. I've been a busy boy, searching here and there and everywhere for another gate of time. And yet, I couldn't even find a single clue. Since I know I can be honest with you, I'll admit, I got a little sulky. It was frowns all around. The thought of never getting my hands on that darling young girl again was, well, more than I can bear. But then I found this place. The prospect of a second gate of time, and it has me positively giggly. That girl, your adorable friend, she will be instrumental in bringing about the revival of my master, and though I fear she was now quite beyond my reach, I despair no longer. But before we talk any further on that subject, there's still the outstanding matter of your punishment, Link. Do you remember when I told you the next time we met I'd make your ears bleed from the sound of your own screams? Well, I've been thinking, perhaps corporal punishment is a touch harsh. All I ask is you tell me where I can find the other Gate of Time. That's not too much to ask, is it? Oh, and don't you play coy with me. I know that you know, so why not let me in on all the fun? Such behavior. A mischievous boy like you needs to be dealt with firmly. I must warn you, I won't go easy on you this time. I'm gonna take off my cape, really show off the goods. Lovely, aren't they? You'll find the supple skin on my arms tougher than any armor. Doesn't their shape just leave you breathless? Behold! Such beauty! Such a pure form! Such an exquisite physique! Such stunning features! Yes, I've pretty much got it all. Though there is one teensy tiny thing I lack. Namely, mercy. Come to me, Link. You and I were bound by that thread of fate, destined to fight. So come close, Link. Meet me in battle, and the thread of fate that binds us will be soaked in crimson with your blood. Oh, what a character. What a fantastic character. Oh, and he's using my favorite from Hyrule Warriors, the knife. Uh-oh. You're supposed to go the other way! Ugh! Go! It's my favorite weapon from... one of my favorite weapons from Hyrule Warriors, Ghirahim. The knives. I thought I swung from that direction! Go! Okay. Okay. Focus. Come on! It's supposed to be that, like, you switch directions at the last second, right? Okay, we gotta position ourselves properly in front of the TV. Okay, here we go. Why are you swinging from that direction? Okay. Ah, come on. Okay. Up, down. Ugh. Creepy. Oh man, I gotta react to those faster. Come on. Wait, so how do I know what his hand positions are gonna block though? Okay. I'm trying to figure this out on the fly too, because like it's supposed to be that if you attack from a different position from where you were originally swinging. Oh yeah, then he moved. Okay. What? I think I kind of understand what I'm trying to do here. He's basically a glorified Stalfos. Oh, he's using the summon swords. I can't react fast enough to that. Really? Oh, I have to do the overhead swing. Oh, I thought there was a third phase. Okay. That wasn't so bad. It's just that it's weird because like the entire first phase is like he has the hand out and we're not sure. I wasn't entirely sure where exactly I was supposed to be swinging from to prevent him from catching it. Well, it's fine. Like the first phase is a little bit weird, but the second phase I really enjoy. Especially with those knives. I like those knives a lot. Where do we come from? Yes. Yeah, Ghirahim, I'd say that he was my third or fourth favorite character to play as in Hyrule Warriors. First place going to Young Link, second place going to Tomlana. Third, well, like that's contestable. It's either between Sia or Ghirahim, but both of them very fun choices. Oh man, that was a fun fight though. Okay, so you know how I mentioned that like I have no idea what was in this dungeon outside of the boss fight? This is like this next everything that's gonna happen in between this and the next Silent Realm. I do not remember whatsoever. Okay. I'm going to assume if this isn't going to make it look like the Master Sword, it's going to look... Then it's going to be the dungeon after this to make it look like the Master Sword. I'm assuming. How do you look? I remember in Wind Waker seeing the Master Sword transform. This is like that times 100. Okay, it's getting there. Yes, so this is the upgraded sword beam, I believe. I'm fairly certain this is the upgraded sword beam. Yeah, it's coming closer and closer to the sword that we know. I'll never forget the initial reveal. I think that was in 2009? I think it was in 2009, and there was an E3 behind closed doors. There was the key art where it was Twilight Princess Link standing back to back with this character that looks like kind of like the Great Fairy. Master Sword. Not quite. It's almost there though. Sealed Temple. Okay. But yeah, like I remember like, the key art was like the Twilight Princess Link, or it looks a lot like the Twilight Princess Link, with a similar art style, standing back to back with a character look kind of like the Great Fairy, or the Queen of Fairies from Wind Waker, standing back to back, and we noticed that Link didn't have a sword in his hand, whereas the design of the girl's skirt was very reminiscent of the Master Sword. And I was like, oh, that's... So, like, that was the big prediction that we had, is that this is going to be a story about the origin of the Master Sword. It looks it's starting to resemble it more, but it's still not quite there. This is basically like when Link found it in Wind Waker. When he first found Wind Waker, it was not complete yet. Okay. So, we're going to the Sealed Temple. This is exciting. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's gonna happen next after this. I know there is one dungeon, like later on. There's gonna be one more dungeon after this, but other than that, who knows? That was a fairly easy to figure out dungeon too. Very straightforward stuff. Where am I going? Oh yeah, right. Faron region. Morning, Con. How you doing? I just beat Ghirahim. Good times. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's... I'm guessing this next part is fighting the Imprisoned, who's everyone's favorite. I actually find that I enjoy Imprisoned a little bit more, but that might have to do with the fact that, like, I'm no longer surprised by it, and I played Hyrule Warriors. And Hyrule Warriors Imprisoned is arguably worse, because in that game, it's like, in your face, super scripted. No, there's definitely another dungeon after this. Spoilers. If you have not beaten Skyward Sword, and if I'm wrong, keep it to yourself, but my understanding is that there is a dungeon... Again, spoilers. There's a dungeon in Skyloft where you collect the pieces of the Triforce. And even though it doesn't have a boss at the end of it, but it's an entire dungeon into itself. Or maybe it does have a boss at the end, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, there is a dungeon in Skyloft that you can only open up when you do the Silent Realm in Skyloft. Because I remember that distinctly, thinking that was weird, that you get the Triforce in a Zelda game, the entire Triforce in a Zelda game, by going into a dungeon and getting it like it's just another medallion. But the thing is that we also have to fight against Levias. Favorite Ocarina of Time moment? Shoot. Oh, okay, let's think for a second. The Crucinator. Yeah, let me think about that. Because Ocarina of Time, as much as I like to rip on Ocarina of Time for being overrated trash, I like it a lot. I get to say that because I've played Ocarina of Time at least 20 times in my life. At least. Twice of which was in the summer of 2017 when I wanted to get additional footage of it. No, I like it a lot though. Favorite moments. I'd say that, like, the first stick out moment to me is Link learning the Requiem of Spirit. The Requiem of Spirit is like my favorite song in the series, I think. And hearing that song playing, and that's the first time you find Gapora Gabora in the adult timeline, or like when Link is an adult, that's the first time that you see him. And that entire representation of how like time is a vast desert, I really like a lot. It was a shining moment, particularly because also it meant that you had to go back as young Link. So yeah, that was a good moment. What else did we have? The entire final boss I really enjoyed. Like, Ocarina of Time final boss, I remember there was an idea that they had where you were supposed to actually be climbing on Ganon's back. But the problem with that is that it made it so that you couldn't actually see what Ganon looked like, so they ended up saving that idea for Super Mario Galaxy. I remember failing this the first time I did this. Like, you don't have to show me the cutscene of it climbing, you know? I could keep fighting it. Okay, the thing I need to understand is I need to understand the timing of when I can go in. The trouble is that stamina is terrible in this game, so you can't like you have to be very precise with it. Just keeps on going. Like, can you recover the stamina faster? Okay. It's rough, because yeah, if you get hit, you get this knockdown, you can't quickly get back up, and then by the time you get back up, he's long gone, so you have to be really careful. Let's go. I was gonna start sliding. I like this though. Okay, we just have to be not greedy, I think. It's just that we don't get knocked over. Come on. I said don't get knocked over, not the opposite of that. Oh, what do you expect me to do? Is that all? Yeah, I think with I remember my first playthrough, the big problem that I had was that I wasn't really good at using the sailcloth to actually like attack from more vertical positioning. But I think the problem that I always had too is just like I never attacked the hands with a sword. I didn't even realize that was possible until I saw that it was just so close to the ground. It's like, oh, attack the hands. And that actually gave me a huge advantage as well, so that was nice. That was tense. Yeah, but like I said, like I think I enjoyed the imprisoned fights more in Skyward Sword more so than I did in Hyrule Warriors. Because in those ones, like I said, just in your face, just this is clearly scripted. No matter what you do, your fights are always going to end up the same. Okay. It's really nice seeing the sword like this, though. It's very reminiscent of the Master Sword from Wind Waker before it gets awakened.
Hey!
Cruce's character arc. Mr. Depressed and useless, and then suddenly, wait a minute, I can make positive changes here. And then he proceeds to make positive changes in the world. It's beautiful. The entire thing is beautiful. Okay. What is the best way to get out of here? Oh, found it. But yeah, I think also one of my big complaints back in the day as well. One of my big complaints back in the day as well was just how it felt like this was the end of the game, but then they kept throwing some extra stuff. It felt like padding almost. Like now, in hindsight, I appreciate it more because you're not rushing to the finish line like I was back in the day. But at the time, it was just like, this all feels very final, this entire thing. It feels like the finale. Because you did the first 3 dungeons, the first obligatory 3 dungeons, and then we had to collect the additional things that of plot advancements. It would be cool if like a Titan, like a Titanic, because I remember they did that with the Talos in sorry, not the the Talus, the Stone Talus or the Magma Talus, where like there's just this giant Talus, like it's huge. On Death Mountain, there's just this humongous Talus that you fight against. I'd like to see more bosses like that in the Breath of the Wild sequel. I'd like to see more bosses like that. So, like, you know, they had the idea with Ganon that you climb on in Ocarina of Time. They ended up reusing that idea for Super Mario Odyssey, not Odyssey, Galaxy. The fact that, yeah, we literally could have realistically used the sailcloth to attack it from above with the sacred sword and then seal it back into the forehead. That would have been appropriate. But instead, we have this thing where we need to attack the toes. Of this game a lot. So this is foreshadowing that Minecraft was going to be in Smash Bros. Very pixelated. Yeah, all this feels very final, doesn't it? No, that's gonna be for the sequel. It's gonna morph into a disco ball and search your heart and judge you accordingly with the choices you made. It'd be really funny, actually, if the Breath of the Wild sequel had that. No, the Wii actually has very good visuals. It's just that it had to be very heavily reliant on art style in order to get that across. Look up Red Steel 2. That's like the perfect example of a Wii game that has visuals that are competitive with a lot of like the high-end stuff on the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3. Yeah, like Skyward Sword has a lot of great moments. Like there's some weird moments, but other than that though, it's one of the most attractive games on the system. Same thing goes for yeah, like the Mario Odyssey games, because stylistically it's hard to mess up a Mario game, visually speaking. Monster Hunter Tri, that was a very good example of how superior animations can carry the visual style. Monster Hunter Tri is like the perfect example of how animations will sell you on the visuals. I'd say that's probably the most attractive game on the Wii still. Between that and Red Steel 2, those are like the two most attractive games on the Wii console. But sometimes though, even like making a game HD isn't enough. Like you look at like No More Heroes. No More Heroes on its base art style is very good. Like, it's not amazing, it's not perfect, but it's very good. But then you see No More Heroes Paradise, which is the port, and it was awful. And then No More Heroes 3 looks like what it should have looked like. It's great. Whoa, that looks... Oh, okay, that looks weird. What am I looking at? Temple of Hylia. Hey, Ninja Girl! They just sealed away Shin Akuma. Okay, so I don't know what's gonna happen at this part. This is great. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, really come hell or high water, we're gonna find Zelda, no matter where we are. It's great. Ah, Zelda's Lullaby. Ah, she's so cute in this game, what the heck? The ability to shape reality. Skyloft. I always liked red text in Zelda games because you place so much emphasis on it. If the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King... oh, it's great. Ah, Fee. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to the body of a mortal. She made this sacrifice, as you've likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For a while, the supreme power of the Triforce was created by the gods. All of its power can never be wielded by one. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. I'm sorry, it's so funny. Ugh. Impa. I really like. I do remember the plots with Impa in this game, though. I'll never forget. I remember, like, when we first started playing this game, I was like, oh, I see that detail now. The end of the world. I'm sorry. It's like an object that you have to acquire. Honestly, like, I remember when this game came out, every single time a new 3D Zelda comes out, there's always the discussion, the Zelda series needs to stay out of the past and add voice acting. But, like, this works fine without voice acting. I think this is okay. And while Breath of the Wild's voice acting wasn't ideal, that's kind of the problem, though, is that you need to have ideal voice acting conditions in order to get it done. I love his face in this one. Can we just take some time to admire Link? He looks so good! Hang on, wait. I need to take a picture of this. Sorry. I know this is an important cutscene. Okay. I saved it. Okay, so I like this a lot. This is important because this is essentially the heart of Zelda games. This is like the heart of what Zelda games are, and the way that I have always interpreted this is Link and Zelda and Ganondorf, they all have emphasis on one aspect, but they lack the other two qualities. And what makes Zelda and Link victorious is the fact that they actually try to seek out those qualities. So in the case of Zelda, she finds and acquires power and courage over her journey, and Link, he always, well, obviously he has to embody courage all the time, but a lot of what he does embodies wisdom and power, and him acquiring those qualities as well. And that's part of what makes the Zelda series so interesting, and the reason why Ganon always loses is that he has lots of power, but he never does anything to acquire the remaining two. All he does is just wait for the things to come to him. Oh, there it is. Very briefly, we got the original, but now we got the Wind Waker one, but now we got the true in all her glory. Oh, man. That felt earned. This is a great cutscene. There's a lot of cool stuff happening, like, you know, the whole Zelda, Legend of Zelda thing with courage, wisdom, and power, how it embodies all the games. Then the fact that the Master Sword awakens as well, it feels earned. I like it a lot. Has a game made me cry? There were a few games There are very few games that made me cry. It's usually specific moments, though. But I think in terms of games that actually genuinely made me tear up, though, well, we'll get there. We'll focus on this cutscene for now. To face demise and give the lands hope, in order to truly save this world, we need to murder demise. No, is that not the thing? Oh, do you know what? This is actually kind of reminiscent of Ocarina of Time. Except this time it's her willingly sealing herself away instead of Ganondorf sealing her away. Where's the no option? Where's no? Come with me. We can find another way. Oh yeah, also like the hundreds of years of sleep is another thing that it reminds me a little bit of Zelda 2. The second Legend of Zelda. That one is like where you find this ancient Zelda that all the other Zeldas are named after. I don't know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys never heard of that, but basically the second Zelda game, the Zelda you rescued in the first game is actually a different character from the Zelda that you're rescuing in the second game, despite the fact that it's the exact same Link. Oh, Impa. Every incarnation of Impa is equally charming. I'm really looking forward to seeing how she is in Age of Calamity, but I really like the Impa from the Oracle series, where she's like the doting aunt, almost. But, yeah, okay. Alright, what does Daisojiro have to say? Time for some timey-wimey. Yeah, there's like a ton of stuff that we gotta do now. She's great. Oh, Groose, we don't deserve you. He went from being this, like, awful, vain bully, and now he's like the future. Alright, RACM Games, thanks for joining, man. I'll continue with the point. If you ever come back to the archive, I'll tell you about the games that make me cry. I don't think a Zelda game ever made me cry, though. I think. I'm trying to think of like a Zelda game or a Zelda moment where I teared up, and I don't think that ever happens. Okay. Oh, we'll probably sit down first. Yeah, because this game has a lot of emotional moments, but they're all like just stuck in the cutscenes, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I do feel that a lot of the impact would be lost on you with the story, because a lot of the story is just like they dump a lot of information into like a few cutscenes. It's kind of similar with what happened with Twilight Princess. In Twilight Princess, the really sad, bittersweet ending that they went for, I was okay with that happening, but they had to like throw in a bunch of explanations right before it happened in order to make it work. It's tricky, and they were able to get it done, and it made sense in the logic of the game if you look back at it. And that's kind of the thing with Skyward Sword. A lot of its emotional moments, they're very reliant on all the like the exposition. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is different. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go about it. There's no necessarily right or wrong way to go about it. Games that made me cry, though. I don't think a Zelda... I'm trying to think of, like, specifically for the Zelda series, though, before I move on to other games. Because, yeah, like, Twilight Princess, I never really felt too much for it. Except for, actually, when... Okay, no. Oh, well, I didn't cry, but I got pretty emotional watching the, Midna's Last Stand. That was nice. That was a nice little cutscene. And Midna's everything leading up to the final boss fight, essentially. So Midna's Last Stand, the awakening of the Light Spirits, of Ganondorf, and all his dark, brooding glory. It's great. Where do I go? Skyward Sword had some nice moments, but it was never like too tear-inducing. Like, it's emotional, but it's not like, oh, I can't focus anymore because my tears are bleeding. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this girl? She reminds me of Aerith and from Final Fantasy VII and Garnet from Final Fantasy IX. Anyways, where do I go? The ending of Wind Waker was sad, but like again, it was like, yeah, there was a I think that would have been a real tearjerker, but even then, it wasn't like oh, that's so sad. But it was never like tears though. I'm thinking like physical, real tears. I didn't cry at the end of Wind Waker, but that was definitely a very emotional moment. But that's a standout ending though, Wind Waker. Where do I go next? I think that's going to be the big thing. We need to find out what the Triforce is. I guess that's going to be... You know what? I'll look up a little bit of where I'm supposed to go next. I won't go too far. But we're going to look up... We're going to have to look up where to go next exactly before the next stream. Because there's a bunch of stuff that we have to do, isn't there? Is there, like, a lot of stuff left over? Like, there's Levias, there is, like, there's the dragons. There's a bunch of stuff that still has to happen. Yeah, I'm not sure where to go, but we'll figure it out. I think we'll stop the stream for now. We had a pretty good stream. Lots of stuff happens, which is nice. Okay, so let's save. It's been a while since we saved, and we'll quickly go to the menu screen, and we'll talk about what happens next. I'll think about, but yeah, I was gonna think of like Nier and Xenoblade. Nier and Xenoblade are like the two games where they had moments. With Xenoblade 2 especially, the beginning of Chapter 7 was like, that was like Rex's big low point. It was a low point for the entire cast, actually. It was great. Like, everyone's just very introspective, but especially with Rex, you kind of recognize that he's like the glue tying the entire team all together. And it's something that, like, hey, we gotta do something. We gotta call you into action right now because you're just feeling sorry for yourself. Like, that's not healthy. It's great. That entire cutscene with Poppy and her little monologue about explaining that Rex is valuable, that Rex is the reason why they do the things that they do. He's their only reason for going on this journey, and it was such a touching moment because it was a moment of realization for Rex. I think that's like the only moment in the entire game though. Like, yeah, the ending was sad, but I didn't cry as much as I did for that. Not nearly as much as I did for Chapter 7 though. That's just me. Nier had a lot of moments. Like, oh man, it did it perfectly. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to, the Nier Replicant remake, which is coming out in 2021. A lot of stuff's happening in 2021, but Nier, I played Gestalt this year, and there's so many moments actually where I actually teared up because it appeals to me on a personal level. I think that's the main thing for me though, because for a lot of these games, like, they're video games. It's not to say that your feelings are invalid because they make you feel something, but it's easy for me to be like, well, that's what's happening in the video game. That's tragedy in fiction, but then there's also tragedy in real life that isn't as bad. But then with Nier, it kind of appeals to tragedy of real life or emotions of real life. And that's what made it so interesting for me. Like, there's this one moment, it's just a small, very, very small moment where one character is like on the verge of death, but they get rescued by someone, and then the protagonist explains that, like, I don't want to leave a friend behind. And that was such a shock to the character, saying, wait a minute, you consider me a friend? And the voice acting was amazing too. Jameson Price was amazing in the role. And he's like, yes, you and I are friends now. And it was, oh, I felt it. I felt it so good. It was just like, yes, you and I, we're friends now. You don't have to die. You don't have to die because there's still a reason for you to keep living. That stuff's important. And I love it. Anyways, we don't want to talk about too much. I'm going to find out what to do next. But guys, thank you very, very much for joining me. This was a very smooth stream today. We had a lot of good moments. Finished the Silent Realm, did a bunch of objectives, finished a dungeon, finished another boss fight. Made quite a bit of progress this run. This is great. I'm going to look up where to go next so that when we begin next week's stream, we will start the next Silent Realm, the next dungeon, possibly beating the game. Possibly. We'll see. Alright guys, thank you again very, very much for joining. I'm probably going to play some Animal Crossing later. If I end up beating the game on the 24th, that means the 31st will be free. I don't know what we'll do though. We'll see. Yeah, I'll probably play some like games on Discord later if you guys want to join up. Maybe play some Hades or something. Let's figure it out. Anyways guys, thank you very much for joining. See you next time. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. I hope more people will show up next week, because if it ends up being the climactic ending, I'd love everyone to be there. Alright.